Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today I am here on a cold, wet morning to talk to you about all of the hot deals I got on my Black Friday haul. A lot of movies to go over, lots of things to share with you, so pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right, so Black Friday. So I couldn't afford to go crazy. I know a lot of people go crazy. I wanted to go crazy, but I have, lots of stuff I have to pay for. It's the holidays. I have repairs. Yeah, I'm still paying off on the house. So I had to constrain it a little bit. And Vinegar Syndrome ate up a lot of my budget because I did pick up, and so these won't be in here because they haven't sent these out yet. But I did pick up the Keep and Sliver. I'm a big fan of Sliver, and I know people are like iffy and whatever. To me, it's got a lot of like Rear Window, like it's got those voyeuristic but thriller, like horror vibes to it a little bit. With the voyeurism is super creepy, and of course it's sexy and steamy. Got a little bit of erotic thriller going on in there. I really like the movie. I think I was the right age for it. I think I was like 14 when it came out, and I think I was just like a right age for it. But I really liked it, so I grabbed those two. So those won't be on here, but they did eat up like $90 of my budget, right? So then I had to be very, very creative with what else I was gonna get, and there were a couple things that I wanted to have no matter what. And fortunately, there were great sales everywhere, right? So I was able to get stuff from MVD, and we're gonna go over that. I was able to get stuff from Amazon. I was able to get stuff from Groove, and really add to my collection at a small amount of money. We're going to talk about how much it all costs and everything else, because I'm a big believer in stretching a dollar, getting everything you can for your money, especially when you're trying to assemble a collection and fill gaps in a collection, which is what I was trying to do with some of these. So we're actually going to start with MVD over here, because MVD had a nice haul, and it was very, very low. Now, price. MVD carries their own collection, MVD Rewind, and that's a collection that I think that I'm going to try to just invest in getting, because they have great sales all the time. They totally hooked me with that 1982 best geek year ever, and I'm still going to do a video on that because it's just amazing. And I'm going to attach one of my best years ever with that one, but I really loved that, and of course I have Ghoulies, and I still need Ghoulies 2 on 4K, but I really kind of want to get that line, and because they do such great sales, it's attainable, right? So you got to set the rules for yourself. Like initially when I set out, I was like, maybe I'll collect everything Vinegar Syndrome puts out. It's not realistic. They don't put out everything that I don't want everything they put out. Like every title they put out is not for me. And then I was like, well, I'm going to collect VSUs. I'm going to collect all the VSUs and the cinematographs. The cinematograph line kind of lost me a little bit. So that's out. I'm staying with the VSUs. That's attainable. I have all of those so far. So now I just need to get the ones when they come out. And I kind of focus in on their 4Ks and stuff too, and anything else that just draws me. But that's my set rule. And then with like Screen Factory, Shout Studios, I love their stuff. So I'm thinking that over time, my stretch goal, because I'm back to collecting, so I didn't upgrade everything from DVD to Blu-ray. So my goal over time is to collect every 4K that Screen Factory puts out, particularly horror focused first, and then anything else I want to. But that's a long play goal. They're not going anywhere. I can find them. So I can pick and choose over time, and it sets up a fun collector goal for me, right? So that's how I do with Screen Factory. And then with Arrow, I started out wanting to do every Arrow 4K chunky box that they put out. But, you know, sometimes they put out stuff that I know that I'm not going to watch, or I'm only going to watch once. And you have to really consider space, money, all that kind of stuff over being a completionist. So with Arrow, I probably will end up getting like 80% of what Arrow puts out, because they do have a lot of titles that I really like. So I'm going to say probably 8 out of 10 of those chunky boxes are still going to get me on. But it's more, I don't have a set guideline with Arrow. I just pick what I want from them, and I love Arrow. I love Arrow's line. Love Arrow. But I also don't want to spend $45, $50 on a chunky box, watch the movie once, and just set it on the shelf forever. Or you know, not get around to watching it because it wasn't something I was ready to watch. So that's how I collect Arrow. So you just got to kind of have your guidelines and then make your budget fit in with those. Same with Kino Lorber. Like, I'm not going to run to get every Kino Lorber 4K. I love Kino Lorber, but like right now there's a good chance that we are going to get the Dollars trilogy on 4K from Arrow, and it's been put out by Kino. And like the Kino 4K is of Silence of the Lambs was kind of outdone by Arrow's 4K, right? So you just have to, it depends on what you want. And then there's other things I will double dip for. If I love the movie and somebody puts it out with new art, new features, Life Force and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, perfect examples. I love the Screen Factory 4K of Life Force, and I have it because I love that movie. And the Vinegar Syndrome of Texas Chainsaw Massacre is phenomenal. It's phenomenal, right? But I am going to double dip with Arrow to get both of those again. Now, I'm friends with Bill Moseley. I worked with him. I talk to Carolyn all the time. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is actually my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. And I love that artwork. I love some of the extras it has with it. I'm a poster guy. I want to do big things with my posters. So I'm going to get that set. Life Force with Arrow has the unrated director's cut. So an additional like 16-minute longer cut in 4K. That's worth it to me. I dig the new art. So I'm going to double dip for those. So you got it. But you have to pick and choose now, because when you double dip and you're on a budget, it eats that budget real quick. So... and the same thing with 88 Films. I'm going to pick and choose those 4Ks from them and Blu-rays that I want. I missed out on the other Masters of the Universe set. I'm going to grab 88 Films. 88 Films 4K From Beyond, must have. Love that movie. That artwork is insane. I must have it. They did such a great job on American Pie. And same thing with Umbrella. I'm going to focus in on 4Ks from them, with the exception of every now and then they'll drop something that only tops out in Blu-ray, like House of the Devil. So just pick what you want, and then now worry about your budget, maximize your money like you can on Black Friday. Here we go. So the first thing I got from MVD on the sale is not something that they actually released. This is from Blue Underground, but it's a movie you guys have seen me talk about a ton. I did not have it. This isn't necessarily the version I wanted. I wanted the original poster version, but I could not pass this up at $30. It's the cheapest I have seen it, period, since I started looking. I'm talking about Dead and Buried on 4K. I believe it was $32. This is the alternate B cover. I had to have this. I've talked about this movie so much. I just discovered it this year. Awesome. $32. I have not seen anybody touch that price. So pick this one up from MVD. And then the rest of my titles are all MVD Rewind. I know me and my buddy Brian at the Last Movie Standing, we both picked up this one, Disturbing Behavior. Katie Holmes, James Marsden, a severely underrated movie in my opinion. Love it. I wish it had the slip. None of these are going to have the slip because they've been out for a while. That's the only thing that hurts my heart a little bit, but I love it. And of course, MVD with their Rewind collection with the numbered spine, so it's easy to see where you're at. But I picked up Disturbing Behavior. The next one is a blind buy for me. Brian recommended this too, so I'm really looking forward to watching this. This is The Shortcut to Happiness. And this movie has Anthony Hopkins, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Dan Aykroyd, Kim Cattrall, Alec Baldwin. And this is a deal with the devil type movie, right? And I love those. I mean, I wrote that into my movie Dark Roads. I love the movie Crossroads, the Walter Hill film. So this is one that I'm super looking forward to watching, and I was very, very happy to get it. And I don't know if this one's actually the Rewind collection or not, or if it's just a... No, this is the MVD Marquee collection, so it's a little bit different. But cannot wait to watch it. I love good recommendation blind buys like this, especially I think this was like $5, $4.99 or $5.99, something like that. Same thing with this one. This one was $5.99, I believe. I'm sure we may get a 4K of this eventually because all the Van Damme movies are coming to 4K. But this is actually an underrated one of his, I feel like. And I'm talking about Lionheart. I haven't seen this one in a while. This actually a Blu-ray DVD combo pack here, part of the Rewind collection. It was either $4.99 or $5.99. Had to have it. Love the Van Damme movies, and he plays a good guy. It's still, I mean, it's this very similar movie to some of his others. Let's just say that. But good movie, and glad to have it. Another on the Rewind collection that was highly recommended. I haven't seen this, but it has Bill Paxton in it, and that's pretty much enough for me. We're talking about Mortuary. I think 88 Films just did this as well. I have never seen this, so this is a blind buy, and I am looking forward to checking it out. I don't think... Is this one a Rewind collection too? Yeah, I think so. Man, that's some small print. But a horror movie, Bill Paxton, I'm in. I know nothing about it going in. That is fun sometimes, especially when it's highly recommended. Again, I think this was maybe $6.99, something like that, $5.99. So I just remember the total of how much I spent. But Mortuary. And then one that I was so excited to get, and some of you may laugh at this. I love this movie. This came out, I think, a few years after Young Guns. I'm talking about Men at Work with Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen. And these guys wrote and directed this together. And it is hilarious. It's got David Keith. I'm going to do it again. Is it David Keith or Keith David? Keith David from The Thing is in this movie. And it's got a little bit of a Rear Window vibe, because they see a murder happen. And they kind of get tied up in this whole thing, but it's a comedy too. They're garbage men. This is a very underrated, good movie. I think they wrote and directed it, right? I can't remember for sure. It was written and directed by Emilio Estevez. And of course, Charlie Sheen's his brother. This movie is good. If you haven't seen it, it is definitely a shit ton of fun. So Men at Work completes everything I got from MVD. So I picked up 6 titles, including the 4K kind of box set release here of Dead and Buried. And I spent 68. I'm going to back up and switch the numbers around in my mind. Is either 68.32 or 63.82. So let's just say $65. And I got, I don't have it set in front of me. I file all my receipts away. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're basically looking at, $10 a movie on average, counting, tax and stuff, shipping, because it wasn't high enough to get the free shipping, right? So I think that's a pretty good deal. This thing right here goes off in $50 by itself. So great pickups there, filling in gaps in the collection. Loving MVD. And then let's talk about what I got from Amazon. With Amazon, I picked up a few things. We're going to save one big thing for the end. But I grabbed Braveheart and Casablanca. And Casablanca, I was excited to see it came with the slip because Casablanca was $9.65 with the slip. I haven't seen this movie since film school, probably. So a long, long time. I'm looking forward to checking this out again in 4K, watching it, and just getting the slip was extra good. And of course, you know, I'm a huge Mel Gibson fan. I only have Braveheart on DVD. I don't even have a Blu-ray. This thing's got to look good in 4K. And it's usually pretty pricey, but I got these two together for, because this was $9.65 and this was $12.95. So basically $23 together. I think that's a good deal, especially getting the slip, because I just saw this in Barnes & Noble with the slip for $29.99. So $9.65 with the slip. Super pumped. And if you go on eBay and see these with the slip, they're going for $40 and $50. So, and you know, it's a crapshoot with Amazon, though, as far as slips. So didn't get a slip with this, but there you go. And then I hit Groove. I got one more thing from Amazon. We're going to save that for last. Then I hit Groove, and Groove has the thing where, like, if you buy at least three 4Ks, they had like the 3 for $30 thing. And then you could add another for $10. And then I used the code and got 20% off. I also bought a Steelbook. So we'll go over what I got with the 3 for $30, because all these end up being $10 a piece. The first one I got was The Lost World Jurassic Park, and it came with a slip. Again, Groove is kind of hit or miss. You don't know if you're getting a slip on these, but got the slip on Lost World Jurassic Park 4K. I did not get the slip on Jurassic Park 3 4K, but I grabbed that one. I did not get the slip on Jurassic World 4K because I only had this on Blu-ray. I didn't get the slip on this either, but I picked those up. And then Unforgiven. It was unforgivable that I didn't have this on 4K. I realized I didn't have a copy of this at all when I did my Western video. So when I ranked my Westerns. So I, you know, obviously I was able to get these for $10 a piece. That's hard to beat. But I also picked up the Scream Factory Special Edition, Shout Studios Collector's Edition, Dances with Wolves Steelbook, which has the theatrical cut and the extended cut, which is really long, and I've never seen the extended cut before. So, look, I'm going to set aside some time to do that. But, so this and these together, then I put the code in and got 20% off, and this was $61 and change for these, because I did get the free shipping on this. But so I kind of double dipped. I got 20% off of the Steelbook. So, and then it was only like pennies off of these if it was at all. But you're basically at $65 here, $65 here. So you're at $130, $25 here, $155, right? And at $155, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 movies, and of those I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 4Ks for $155. And then the one other thing I got, I had talked to you guys about a lot. I was a victim of the Blu-ray curse with Punch Drunk Love. I bought it on Criterion Blu-ray during the sale, and in like less than 48 hours they announced it was coming out on 4K. I knew there was a 4K out there, but it was locked in the Columbia Classics set. And I wasn't going to pay $100, $200, $150, $200 for a set. Then that set came down to $109, right? And I'm like, man, that's 6 movies. That's really good. It's not too bad there. And so I returned Punch Drunk Love, and I got $21 back. $21 and change. And I had 44. It was actually, I said $43, but it was like $44.85 in Amazon Visa rewards points. So I had $66 sitting there, and I'm like, $66. if I put 45 bucks with it, I can get that Columbia set. But then on Black Friday, the Columbia set went down to 89 bucks. And here I am sitting there with $66 in, money, basically. And this is 89 bucks. So all I had to do was put $25 with it. 25 bucks. And I got, not only did I get Punch Drunk Love 4K, I got Sleepless in Seattle, I got Starman in 4K. And I haven't opened this, but Ken over at Mid-Level Media tells me that you get the Starman series in 4K. So, and in Kramer vs. Kramer, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and His Girl Friday, all in 4K, 25 bucks is what it cost me out of my pocket. Now, if we want to also say that it cost me the $21 that I returned, that's fair. So let's say for the total of this, let's say $45. That puts the grand total for all of these movies, at 200 bucks for all of these movies, including how many 4Ks again? There's 6 in the box. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 4Ks, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 movies overall. So basically came out to about 10 bucks per movie. And even if you want to add and say, yeah, but you got $40 off because you had credit. Well, that's part of budgeting stuff, right? But let's say you add that back, it's $240. You're still only looking at about $11 or $12 a movie. That is, and for a lot of 4Ks. So that's how you have to, and then that was my budget. That's all I could, that's all I could spend. I really had set a budget of $200, and that was stretching it. And then I had a separate budget for the $90 for Vinegar Syndrome. People are like, did you get this from Vinegar? I'm like, I can't. I spent my money. And part of that, to be honest, too, I did not pay for out of pocket because I still had points saved up. So I was able to get like $15 off of that with the Vinegar Syndrome Media Club thing where you accrue points. So I was able to get $15 off of that. And then it kind of killed me because I wasn't able to get the slip for Christmas Evil that is for Media Club members only. I'm like 800 points short of that now, but I needed the $15 to go to help my budget. So, that shot my budget. I'm going to open this up for you guys. We'll open this thing up real quick and get out of here. But I feel pretty good about that many films for that much money. And, without the Black Friday sales, there's no way I'm adding 20 movies and 13 4Ks to my collection for 200 bucks. So I'm having to be a little thriftier. I can't just buy anything because there's also other stuff coming out that I know I want, like the stuff I mentioned from Arrow. So there's your J card coming off there with all your info. And I'm sure you guys have seen this all, but I haven't. I haven't seen it in my hands. I don't even know how this thing opens. Check how this opens. Super cool there. There you got 3 movies on each side. It looks like there's a book in here. Let's see. We'll go down just a little bit. Looks like there's a book in here. Oh, that's cool. I mean, this is one of those things that you're going to have to take time to, dig into. But, I mean, it's definitely more than just getting a... that's on the set of Starman. It's definitely more than just getting 4K movies, right? You're getting a lot more with this packaging and specials. But here is Punch Drunk Love on 4K. Now, I got to be honest with you. I'm going to bump this back up here. Sorry about that, guys. I am not the biggest fan of these slipcovers. They look a little cheap to me. Like, I think they're going for classy, but it misses for me. And then you got your standard 4K case here. And inside you got it on 4K and Blu-ray. But, you know, I guess the outside packaging is big, but like the slip covers, and I'm a slip guy. Of course, I guess they'll never come out of here, but slips are a little bit cheap, like looking to me. You can tell there's extra stuff in the Starman. Like, I mean, could you not do art? You just took like a shot from the movie. There's art. Let's see. Yeah, the complete Starman series. There you go. That is on a separate disc, and it is also 4K. So that's a lot extra too. We didn't even count that in. This is the only way you can get Starman for right now. And if you are a John Carpenter guy, which I am, you want Starman on 4K. So I'm looking forward, first and foremost, like these three movies right here. Here's Sleepless in Seattle. These three movies right here, Punch Drunk Love, Sleepless in Seattle, and Starman, I mean, could easily be $90 by themselves. And then you're going to get three other 4Ks, like Kramer vs. Kramer, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Sidney Poitier, and His Girl Friday. And you're going to get those classic films in 4K. You're going to get this big set presentation, this hardbound book, because this is a hardcover book. It's not a soft cover. And you're going to get all 6 of these films for $90. And of course, I put the links to everything down here. There's a lot of stuff still on sale. Criterion on Amazon. Like, if you missed the Criterion 50% off, a lot of those are still 50% off on Amazon. So, you know, it helps the channel for sure, but I'll link stuff down there below. I'll link this if it's still there and all that kind of stuff, because I think it's a great deal. The slip covers are a little lacking to me, but otherwise, I mean, this is a nice, big, heavy, beautiful set. It feels a little prestigious. I think that's what they were going for, but couldn't pass it up. Really couldn't. And the same transfer for Punch Drunk Love that Criterion's going to use. So why spend $35? And I'm a Criterion. I love Criterion. Like the Criterion collection, I've gone over how I collect that one. I talked about the others earlier, and I'm gonna have a lot of Criterion content with some fun stuff with my Criterion Closet picks and reviews coming up. But no need to pay $35 for that, or on sale, or $25 on sale, or $35 or $50 for that, when you can get the exact same transfer and all these other movies for just a few dollars more. So that's how I look at it. So you have to fit it collection into your budget, get where you can, and make the most out of your money. And that is my haul. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I know it's just kind of a little bit crazy, and I talked about a lot of stuff, but you know, I feel like I'm hanging out with you and I'm trying to be real. I'm trying to keep it real on like money wise, and you know, this is real life. We can't all just buy everything that comes out. Nobody sends me anything for free to review. So I don't like all this stuff I'm purchasing. And a lot of you guys, you help, you support the channel, you join the channel. That helps me purchase stuff. Your views helps me purchase stuff. When you use the Amazon links, that helps me purchase stuff. It all goes back into the channel, and anything I have left over goes to pay off my house repairs from where the hurricanes and the rain came through. So, you know, that's what we're doing, and I really do appreciate it so much. If you've had fun, please like and subscribe. That helps out the channel too. You can join the channel, like I mentioned, down below at my Patreon, or right here on YouTube. And, you know, for a couple dollars a month, depending on the tier you choose, you get all different kinds of stuff, including your name and lights here on every single video, behind the scenes access to special members only videos, behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking, real talk, so much more. And it really does help out the channel using those links down below for the stuff I talk about. And anything you buy, once you're there, you're using those links, that helps the channel, all that kind of stuff. And I really do appreciate it. It means so much to me. And until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
I know.